Cigarette Burns is the 8th entry of Masters of Horror, this time being brought to us by John Carpenter, who has done some great work like the Apocalypse trilogy and also Ghost of Mars. That will be a film for another time. This tale of horror and film follows Kirby, played by Norman Reedus, who is a rare film finder. As you can imagine, that job lands him in debt, and in order to get out, he takes a job from one Mr. Bellinger, played by Udo Kier. However, this film has all sorts of bad juju around it.
I'm not about to drag you up here in the middle of the night for something that made a schoolgirl dizzy.
From psychopath to captured divinity, this situation is about to get real. A little film pun for you. The title is fucking Cigarette Burns. You can't be mad at me. Let's see if this film is real or if it's truly lost. This is Cigarette Burns. So this film is actually the first scoring by Cody Carpenter, son of John Carpenter, and well... it sounds like Carpenter. Here we have Kirby arriving at the estate of Bellinger, who you may recognize from a little film called Far Cry. It's getting referenced a lot. Call it typecasting, but he's good at playing a spook.
Mr. Sweetman?
Mr. Bellinger.
Well, the job here is that Bellinger wants Kirby to recover...
Le fin absolu du monde. The absolute end of the world.
Yeah, that. However, it's supposed to have been destroyed following a bloody riot at the screening, but Bellinger is a good source that confirms its existence. Just what is this source?
As you can see, I collect more than movies, Mr. Sweetman.
A bloody angel whose soul is bonded to the film, played by Christopher Redman. That's a pretty good source. Well, in addition to being able to screen the film, Kirby even manages to bump it up to a $200K payday. I'm not gonna lie. If you told me a film that caused madness existed because of a chained-up angel in your cigar room, I would ask for a little more. Anyways, look, it's a Dario Argento mention. At his theater, we meet his friend, who helps himself to the cigarette burns of film. Later, while going over the evidence clues given to him, Kirby falls asleep and remembers his wife's suicide and the wedding loan. We also meet the wife's father, Matthews, played by, I'm not really sure. I think Brom Taylor, but he's listed as protagonist.
You've got 1 week.
Anyways, he's here to collect on that debt, which conveniently is $200K. Well, given a week, it's time to start cracking on that case. Luckily, he catches a break and is able to track down a reviewer of the film.
It's about le fin absolu du monde.
He saw it and proclaims it's evil, even going so far as to say that, well, he was chosen to be its messenger. His review of what happened fails to capture what it is. And hey, the guy was ahead of the trend on overly long video essays.
Is that what this is? All of this? Is that one review?
Almost finished now.
At least he has a recorded interview with the director that aid our investigator. And what an aid it is, as it takes us to Paris. Or at least stock footage Paris. The film is still done in Canada. Here, Kirby finds a projectionist of the screening who managed to survive because he looked the way as the film started. Though he wasn't too handy with stopping it.
When the screaming started and the smell of blood hit me, I tried to stop the film.
Well, with the stub, he points Kirby to the man who holds the answers, a fellow filmmaker.
Don't leave, Mr. Sweetman. There's so much more for us to talk about.
Apparently a snuff filmmaker. They really should mention that. One decapitated woman and some uncomfortable straddling later, Kirby flashes out, only to be the only one left standing. The roles reverse. Kirby figures out who is the last contact, the director's widow. Honestly, that probably should have been the first place he went. It's discovered the director died in a half-successful murder-suicide with his wife, who still harbors the film. Wanting to be rid of it, she gives it to Kirby, warning him all the while. Namely, that those cigarette burns you've been seeing, and I haven't really mentioned them too well, are signs you're tainted. Well, better hand this off quick and get the fuck out of Dodge. Also, the film's title is The Absolute End of the World. So what's it about? You know, the murder of an angel. Cutting away from that, we see that Kirby's business has been locked.
When he come back and put the chains on, he said I had 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure he gave you a 1 week, Kirby. Nothing a bizarre callback to the estate won't fix. I'm sure it's to give some gratuity for the speedy oh boy. Moving in, it's discovered that all have gone mad. Bellinger has proven he has the guts for film, and Matthews has followed Kirby, ready to shoot him. The film has other ideas, as the cigarette burns hit, and they're both now watching the film. Meanwhile, Fung here frees the angel, and we return in time to see his daughter appear, bloody and naked. Wonder if she was turned orange like Ricky. So Kirby realizes they both can't let her go, and he commits a murder-suicide, leaving one person whole and alive.
Thank you. for this?
And that's where a film ends, premiering December 16th, 2005 with a final release in Finland March 7th, 2008. This would actually be the first film to come to DVD from the collection. Honestly, I can see why. It's not a perfect movie as many questions are left regarding the angel, the film, and the flash cuts, but it's a well-made enough horror film that you can enjoy in the moment. Creepy visuals, decent score, and a mystery you want to see unraveled, with each clue making you question the film more and more. Though it is lacking a bit in its debut. I mean, yeah, some of that is creepy, but I feel like it could have been handled better and not just looked like an early 2000s amateur music video. It didn't help with how nonsensical it all looked. A dude runs out and throws his arms up, randomly claws a wall and screams. It should have had more of the angel being tortured and killed, show more of his wing removal instead. It's rather underwhelming. It's better than The Ward, I suppose. It's definitely one of the better ones on this collection. So, yeah. Finn.
It's a preview. It's the coming attractions of the soul.